go. Click a little OK there. What's up, YouTube? I want to just hop over there and so I can monitor the chat as well. And what's up, everybody? Oh, it already is open. Excellent. Hey, and everybody here on the Zoom, thank you so much for being here, everybody. I'm really grateful for that. Wow. Thank you. Those are some really nice comments coming in on the Zoom call. And I don't even know what I'm going to write. Just write something in the chat. Ask me anything about getting clients online. And brainstorm with me at Prouty.me. All right, there are some questions that are queued up. I see that the Zoom chat is on fire, so you guys keep chatting away there. If you're here watching this on YouTube, or you happen to be watching on the YouTube replay, this is a rebroadcast of a live coaching session that I do on Fridays, and there's a ton of people here on the live coaching. So a quick shout out to all the people that are here on the Zoom. I'm grateful for you and that you're here. Your questions can go into the chat. If you happen to be watching here on YouTube live, then you can put questions in the chat there. And if you're watching on a replay, you just post a comment below and ask your question there, and I will answer it at some point. All right, so that's how this thing works. You guys on YouTube get to kind of sit in and listen in and participate in this Friday live coaching session. Why do you do this, Prouty? These people pay you to be part of this coaching session. Well, here's why we do it. Thursdays, I don't broadcast live to YouTube. Those are the real collab sessions. That's where the real heavy lifting happens. And if you are here on YouTube, live or in the replay, and that sounds intriguing to you, and you'd like to be a part of that, it's literally like less than what you could spend on coffee to be a part of that. And we do it every week, a couple of times a week. And all you have to do is go to Prouty.me, and you can do that. I don't even know. I can't edit my description just yet, but it's in the chat. All you have to do is go to Prouty.me and schedule 15 minutes with me. I'll decide if you're right to come into it. But what happens is every Thursday we get together live and we go and we collaborate and we learn and we apply and then we share our experiences, and everybody gets better all the time through this. Yeah. Somebody's telling me I got to stop drinking coffee. Listen, I have stopped doing a lot of things in my life. I only eat 6 times a week. Like, I only open my mouth and put food into it 6 times a week. I'm not going to stop coffee. Do you have a compelling reason for me to stop drinking coffee? Oh, okay. All right. No, don't stop drinking coffee and then come here. Keep drinking your coffee and come here, and make enough money where you don't even care how much money you're spending on coffee. Like, that's the whole point of the Force Acceleration Mastermind is to make the kind of money where, like I hear people all the time, they're like, oh, Starbucks. You go to Starbucks, oh, you're spending $5 on a cup of coffee. I'm like, if $5 seems like a lot of money to you, then $5 is always going to seem like a lot of money to you. It's not, just make the kind of money where that doesn't matter. Your priorities, that's the wrong word. Do you know that, the word priority? Priority, there's only one priority. People can't say, oh, here are my top 3 priorities. No. It doesn't work that way. There's only one priority. That's it. You can only have one priority at any one given time. You can't have multiple priorities. The definition of the word priority is the singular one most important thing. So you've got to reorganize your life so that you earn enough profit, you profit enough by having impact on enough people where a $5 coffee is like, whatever. You get to a point where, yeah, see, Darcy says it right. You get to a point where $1 million is the same as 10. Or is that 10 million? I don't know. There's a lot of zeros in there. Jeremy, my friend, I always think about you with my iced coffee here. Because it's that Bustelo that you and I got to share that one day. And that made me that was a touching moment for me to be able to make you coffee. That was a touching moment. I will always bring that up because that to me, like that's what yeah, I'm gonna help you make money, right? But to be able to make you a coffee, that was a it was a great moment for me, and I love to remember that moment. All right. So if you are here on YouTube or for whatever reason you're not in the Force Acceleration Mastermind, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? This thing is insane. It's incredible the stuff that we're getting done in there. And we have three priorities. Haha, no, we don't. We have three things that we focus on. I did that on purpose. We have three things that we focus on. Profiting, making profit, which is different than making revenue. It's easy to make $1 million if you spend 950,000 to make it. Very easy to make $1 million if you spend 950,000 in ads. You can do that. We're talking about profit. We're talking about the money that's left over after you pay for everything. So we focus on increasing profit. We focus on having a bigger impact on those that we serve, and we have fun while we're doing it. And if you were part of that call yesterday, the level of fun on that call yesterday just kept going up and up and up and up. And it was crazy the amount of fun that we were having by the end of those 2 hours. We had multiple people on talking, sharing experiences, giving advice that I didn't even think of. That's the point. And that's the fun that allows us to profit and have a greater impact. And those three things, those are the founding mission. That's the founding mission for me with you. Increase your profit, have a bigger impact on those you serve, and have fun while you're doing it. I was talking to somebody yesterday who's going to be hiring somebody to help out. They are so tapped out that they're hiring like a virtual employee to help them manage some of their stuff. And so we were looking at the numbers that can be generated by just outsourcing that little bit, because this is what happens when you get busy, is that you've got to start finding people to help you with stuff, to do the stuff that you're not inspired to do. At the beginning of any business, you've got to do everything. You've got to just get deep into it and do everything. Listen to me very closely. You guys who are just starting out, maybe you've gotten to a point you're making 5, 6 to 8,000 a month. You've got to suck it up and you've got to do everything. You've got to do the hard stuff. You got to do the stuff that doesn't inspire you. Because the reason you have to do it, you have to do everything. You have to do all your socials. You got to do all your sales. You got to do your onboarding. And the reason that you have to do it all is so that when it comes time for someone else to do it, you know if they're doing it right or not. Even SEO, guys, which is, that's largely a technical endeavor, making sure you get the stuff right. If you don't do your own SEO and then you hire someone to do it, they can tell you anything. They can tell you absolutely anything. And you'll be like, oh, okay, because I don't know. So until you've done it yourself, it's very, very hard to hire someone to do it. And I don't want you to have that. I don't want you to have that level of resistance in your business where you've hired someone to do something. It's like a lot of people want to start by hiring salespeople. But until you've sold what you do, how can you teach someone else to sell it? You got to be able to do it all yourself. And then you go, okay, this is the stuff I'm not inspired to do. I got to get somebody else to do that. Then you can watch them and say, oh, okay, you're doing that. You're doing that in a way that makes sense to me. And then you won't get bamboozled by people. This whole world seems like they're trying to bamboozle you. Somebody was trying to talk up a burger place in Miami Beach, and they were like, "Oh, you should check this place out. They use Wagyu beef for their burgers." I'm like, "Well, first of all, no, they don't. I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they're just telling you it is. And even if they did, Wagyu is the worst kind of beef to use for burgers. So why are you telling me this? You want me to go and have a terrible experience?" It's the worst kind of beef to use for burgers. It's like 50% fat. That beef will just fall right apart. that burger will fall right apart and it's not going to taste very good. And then Wagyu, there's only like 10 cows in the whole world that can produce that kind of meat. I'm pretty sure that this burger place on Miami Beach doesn't have one of those 10 cows. And they got to be from Japan to begin with. You can't even, if it's domestic, it's not. Everybody's trying to scam you. So you got to know going in. You got to be educated. And the way you're educated going in on your business is by, at the beginning, you have to take a deep breath and you got to suck it up and you got to do everything. And I can tell you the very first thing I got rid of, thank God I did, was the accounting in my business. I am not anywhere near anything. I don't know anything about that accounting stuff. And you know how I figured out that I had to find someone to do it for me? I got a letter from the US government that had not a single kind word in it. And that letter was my impetus to say, oh, I should probably get somebody who knows what they're doing to take care of this. This was in 2001. If you feel like doing that math. That was in 2001, or maybe, yeah, it was 2001. 2002, probably, the 2002 year for the 2001 tax season. I got a letter from the government. Those people don't have a sense of humor at all. And I opened up that letter and I read like 2 sentences and I said, let's go ahead and find someone to do this. And that dude has been with me since then. That person that I picked, who I spend a lot of money with every year to make sure that I stay out of jail, because I think that letter might have said something about that. That dude that I paid, and that's the only thing I say to him every year. Keep me out of jail. Just do whatever it takes. Just keep me out of jail. He's been with me since then. So he's been with me since the beginning. And I talk to him like once a year. I only talk to him once a year because every time I talk to him, I get a bill for talking to him. He's very skillful at that. I hope he comes across this video. He's very skillful. He'll call me up. He'll be like, tell me what you're doing. Oh, okay, let me tell you. And then an hour goes by and then I get a bill for $300. And I'm like, wait a minute. You bamboozled me. It's fine. Keeps me out of jail. It would be hard to do these calls from jail, I'm guessing. Okay, so in the beginning of your business, you've got to do everything. You have to. And you quickly outsource the stuff that doesn't inspire you or you do terrible with. I was terrible with accounting, so I outsourced it. Terrible with it. The next thing I was terrible with was actually billing people for the work I did, because I was exclusively doing the work back then. I was terrible at billing them. You might be able to appreciate this. You love what you do so much. Well, I bill them. Turns out you make a lot more money when you bill people for the work you do. So you got to get a hold of that. But even now, here, more than 2 decades later, I still do just about everything in here. Coding, development, website, marketing, of course, because, So my charge to you is take a deep breath. So the point of this was, we're talking about profitability. And I was working with somebody yesterday who's hiring someone to do something that they're not inspired to do. But we have to look at how much is it going to cost versus how much you're going to make. If it's at least break even, but it frees up your time to make more money somewhere else, that's cool. If you're a little bit in the red, but you're freeing up more time to really make more money somewhere else, that's still okay. But generally, we look for some sort of positive ROI on everything that we do. So, in this particular case, if you're hiring someone to do something and it's like $2,000 a month, are you going to make, from hiring them to do that, are you going to make $2,400 or $2,500 or $3,000 that month as a result of that? That's what you've got to be looking at. What is the return on investment for everything that you do? So, right. So in the Force Acceleration Mastermind, there is a fee to be a part of that. And my goal for everyone is to recoup that fee as rapidly as possible. Because once you've done that, then you can relax. And then you can start to kind of, really start to think creatively because you recoup that money as fast as possible. And now that's when the fun actually starts. Collections is hard. And that is the advice I would give you on collections is you're out of fair exchange. If you don't do collections, you deserve to be compensated for what you do. And if you're serving people and you're not being compensated for it, you're out of fair exchange. And that is an imbalanced position for you and for them. They've received something and they have not paid for it. So they're out of balance because they're out of fair exchange. You have done something and you haven't been compensated for it. So you're out of fair exchange and you are imbalanced. You cannot grow to the point you deserve to grow if you're not balanced. If you are in any way imbalanced, even the slightest bit, that will work against you as you try to progress and grow your business. That even that slightest bit of imbalance rocks the boat. So your job is to bring yourself back into balance. And you need to get with these people and you need to say, you committed to this. You said you were going to pay me for this and you haven't. So let's get this taken care of. And you don't have to be a jerk about it. I could be a jerk about it, maybe, but you don't have to be. You can be nice about it. Just say, look, you said you were going to do this. The line that I typically use is, look, we're adults and we're doing adult things. And to be an adult and do adult things costs money. If you don't want to be an adult and do the adult things and you want someone else to take care of you, then go, leave, go. Go find someone who's going to take care of you. And don't be an adult. Go back to being a child. But we're adults. And we are doing adult things. And what happened when you were a kid, a little kid, and you went out with your adults? Who paid? The adults paid. It's because adults pay for things. And when you do, and the reality is, if you're giving people a transformation, if you're helping them grow in some way, then that's an adult move. They got to do the adult thing too, and they got to pay you. And they got to be in fair exchange. And that might sound preachy, and it might sound judgy, right? But I promise you this, I am not judging at all. This is how the universe works. The universe wants to be in balance, not imbalanced. The universe wants that. If there was not balance in the universe, from the atomic level all the way up to the universe level, everything is self-similar at scale. Everything is self-similar at scale. The universe is spinning and moving. The solar system is spinning and moving. The earth is spinning and moving. The atoms that make you up are spinning and moving. And everything wants to be in balance. And if you were to remove external forces from the ocean, it would be perfectly flat. Because everything wants to be in balance. And if you're providing a service and you're not being compensated for that service, you are out of balance because you are out of fair exchange. And you cannot, under any circumstances, grow to the point that you wish to grow being out of balance. You just can't. Because it's always going to throw you. It's taking you off track, off target, off course. It's wearing away at your mind. It's causing you feelings that you don't need to have, which are getting in the way of the feelings that you should have. It deteriorates thought. And it prevents you from thinking about bigger picture moving forward. And the fact that you even brought it up, collections is hard. I'm too nice, sort of. It's wearing on your mind. So you get it out of your mind and you move on. And you get it out of your mind by doing one of two things. You say, pay me, or you say, I'm never going to collect money from this person. I am now done and I am removing it and I will never think about it again. You do one of those two. I really hope I muted when I swore. Right? You do one of those two things. You either get paid or you don't, and you move on. And you never think about it again and restore the balance. Problem is when a client and us have different definitions of what's fair, as in fair exchange. Absolutely. That is a huge problem. So it's got to be clear from the beginning. Got to be super, super clear from the beginning. And people's definitions might change over time depending on their situations. Just by asking, hey, does that sound fair? I'm going to do this for you. You're going to get these results. This is what I'm committing to. And this is what you're going to give me in exchange for that. Does that sound fair? Yeah, that sounds fair. Okay, does any part of it sound unfair? No, that sounds fair. People will tell you, you're giving me, I have a client right now who came to me and said, you're doing more for me than I'm paying for. I want to pay you more. And it's a private client. And I said, how much more do you want to pay to feel like you're in fair exchange? And they told me. And it wasn't a comfortable situation for me, but okay. And we did it. I don't feel out of fair exchange because they described for me, you're doing this, 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 and this. If I had to get this from 3 different people, it would cost me this much more. I get it from you. Let's keep in fair exchange. I felt like we were in fair exchange. So I had to kind of adjust my thinking as well. So Jeremy, that goes in the opposite direction. I defined what I was doing as fair exchange. They felt like they weren't paying enough. Yeah. So that's a law of the universe. That's not a made up thing. It's a law of the universe. Fair exchange works in the ocean too. There's only a discrete amount of water in the ocean. When it goes up somewhere, it has to go down somewhere else. That's fair exchange. And then the average, if you average out all of the waves and all of the downs, it's flat because it's discrete. There's only a certain amount of water in the ocean. Yeah, makes sense? So the point here is when you're just starting out, it's hard, but you got to do the hard stuff so that you know that when somebody else is doing it for you, they're doing it right. What else do you guys want to talk about? I will talk literally about anything. Somebody asks, do you meditate? That's interesting. I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday just about that. So I do, and I try to discipline myself to meditating 3 times a day. Hang on, let's go back. The thing is, when we're doing something we love to do, we just do something and not realize that someone would pay someone somewhere else. I think, listen, what I think you're saying is when you do something that you love to do, are you saying that it's hard to charge them? It's hard to charge for it? And it's hard. Yeah. So consciously break that. You got to consciously break that. Because by not charging for it, you're putting them out of fair exchange. And it's just practicing every day saying, what I do is valuable. It gives people a transformation. To keep them in fair exchange, to keep me in fair exchange, I should be compensated for it. And it's just, it literally is just a decision you make. I hate to oversimplify it, but it is. So I try to meditate before I come to work if there's time. Some days it's real tough. Today was one of those days where I didn't get to before I came to work today because some days my mornings are so compressed. I'm getting dressed as I'm walking, like literally walking from one room to another, getting dressed before I sit down. That's tough. But other days when there is a little bit of time, I do. And then in the afternoons, I take my kids to their sports activities, and then I do my second run of the day while they're doing their sports, but I don't run the full time. And so then what I'll do is I will sit in the vehicle, the people mover, and I will meditate then, headphones in, guided meditation. And then I will try to do it before I fall asleep as well. And so I will headphones in, lay down, and try to get another 20 in. So it amounts to, if it's a good day, it's 20 minutes each time. That's a good day for me. If I can do that, that's a really good day to be able to get 3 20-minute meditations in. If it's an okay day, I'll do, morning and evening, morning and night before I go to bed. And so I like guided meditations a lot. I have some that I just love, 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 love. I listen to the same one almost every single day. But sometimes not. There's no need to get really woo-woo with this, but we can. I like something called a journeying meditation, and I can do these while I run. And in a journeying meditation, you kind of erase your mind at the beginning. Here's the process you follow I didn't make this up, by the way. This is a practice. This is something other people do. You kind of erase your mind, and you then go on a journey. And that journey, literally, there's nothing that can't happen. You name it, and it can happen on that journey. So you start and you go on that journey. And so that journey can be anything. It can be absolutely anything. You could turn into a translucent bird that flies over the ocean and then dives into the ocean and becomes an iridescent fish. And you just keep journeying. You just keep going as long as you can. And then once you get into this for about 20 minutes is where weird answers start to appear to you. So you can start it by having a question in mind that you're looking for some sort of clarity on, and then just try not to let the next thing dictate what the current thing is. So you try not to say, oh, I'm a transparent bird flying over the ocean, I'll turn into a fish next. You try to like nothing. You just try to just nothing. You're in the moment of what you're doing. And I'm very open talking about this. There was one time I was doing this last year where I arrived at a building and I started to elevate and float on the outside of that building, and then I rotated and I was upside down, and then I came face to face with a future version of me, but the future version of me was right side up, and we were just face to face looking at each other. Like that happened on the journey, and that was kind of weird. It was interesting. And so you just let that happen for a long period of time, 20 minutes or so. And then very quickly, in about a minute or so, you come back. So you look for the answers out there. I know this is like, you didn't expect this today, but you look for the answers out there, and then you turn around and you come back. You got to go in reverse order. So when you decide that you're done, you have to backward step through everything until you get back to today. Don't leave yourself out there. Don't just stop and leave yourself out there. I don't know what would happen to you if you did that. Maybe you'd stay there. Maybe, maybe you'd stay there. So you work your way back to the present, and then you will be very surprised at the answers that you come up with when you do that. And so if you're looking for a recommendation on that, I'll tell you what to search for. A recommendation on music to listen to while you do this. I'll give you that recommendation. I have it in my Apple Music. Let me see if I can find this. I can never remember what to search for it. I always just have it at the top of my list. And then you got to be careful because I got to be careful because I typed the word journey because it's journey meditation, and then it like brings up from Apple Music all these songs from a rock group named Journey, and I really detest that group. I'm probably the only one on the face of the earth that does. I really cannot stand that. I can't stand that music. So if I ever try to play a Journey meditation and a Journey song comes on, I'll throw my headphones into the ocean that I'm flying over as a transparent bird. Why do I not like that group? I don't like the way it sounds. I don't like the way that music sounds. That music, the vibrations of that music do not resonate with my human vibration, and it sounds like chewing tinfoil. It sounds like that's the best, Jeremy. It sounds like fingernails on a chalkboard to me. That music does. For whatever the way my eardrums vibrate and the way that music vibrates, it just sounds like that to me. I don't know why. I'm not judging them. A bazillion people love them. So I'm not right or wrong. I just have a vibration that doesn't align with the vibration of their music. Oh, I'm trying to find this thing for you. If you do this, please report back to me. How do you spell didgeridoo? Anybody know? Didgeridoo. And then I got to find it in my library. I didn't spell it right. Yeah, there it is. Journey to the Lower World. Don't freak out. Okay, just search Apple Music for this Journey to the Lower World with drum and didgeridoo. That's what you search for. And then you do the journey meditation. It's 30 minutes long, I think. Yeah, it's 30 minutes long. It's great. And then there's a 1 minute 20-second callback. That's where you got to step backwards to the beginning. This is as woo-woo as I get, friends. But I will tell you, so just do a search for that, Journey to the Lower World. It's wild. You could do it anywhere and you could do it anywhere. You could be in the middle of a city and just put this thing on and you'll be on the beach in a moment. It's great to do on the beach. I do it while I'm running, and I run with my eyes closed when I'm doing this one when I'm running. And I just peek every now and again to make sure I'm not getting hit by a car or running into a tree. And I do it while I'm running. It makes my 30-minute runs turn into like time travel. I will finish these runs and it will be like I didn't even do it. I won't remember a single thing from it because I do the journey and my eyes are closed. So listen, I don't participate in drum circles just because I don't have a drum circle anywhere near me to participate in. But if there was one near me, I probably would. I think you'll find if you find this recording, here, I'll show you in my Apple Music what it looks like. How do I do that? I do this. There, this is what it looks like. So you find this album. Yeah. And then you could do the relaxation and you only have to do the journey begins once to figure out what they want you to do. And then here, this 30-minute one right here is the one you do, and you just let your mind go. You just it's literally like chapters of a book, And the next chapter, you wait until it turns to that chapter. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't expect that to happen. And then when it finishes, you have 1 minute, 20 seconds to work yourself in reverse. You got to work yourself in reverse all the way back. So the original question was, do I meditate? Yes. And that's one of my favorite ones to do. My favorite part of the day. So if I meditate 3 times a day, I like the morning meditation the best because I'm in total alignment when I start my day. So that's my favorite one to do. The nighttime one is really interesting. I do pretty much the same one morning and night. If I do the same one, just the nighttime one gets a little bit interesting. I feel like I vanish in that one. Somebody asked if I do Wim Hof breathing. I don't. I know what that is. I don't do it. There's actually somebody on this call right now that is like an expert in it, actually. I won't call them out unless they want to be called out. But there is a Wim Hof expert on this call right now, believe it or not. Studies have shown, much like working in a highly inspired state, when you meditate consistently and frequently, you grow your neocortex grows, and your limbic system and your basal ganglia shrink. So it increases your ability to focus, because the part of your brain that you need for focus actually measurably gets larger. Measurably. I kind of want to do that journey meditation now. I haven't done one yet this week. I go to some weird places. When I do that journey, I go to some weird places. One time, I remember one time, this was a long time ago I did this, I became a tree and the roots. I don't know why. So that's as woo-woo as I get, friends. But it's pretty cool. So if you give it a try, do let me know. Send me a message to chat.prouty.me if you're watching here on the YouTube. Interesting thing to talk about today. So again, I'm sure the Rock Group Journey is a great group, right? What a great, I mean, years and years and years and years of success. It just doesn't work. Just doesn't work for my eardrums. You know, we all like different things. And so I mean no offense. I say it with respect. I'm just looking to see if I've missed anything. Deb is asking how to market her curriculum. Yeah, well, Darcy, that's right. That I go into these things looking for answers. And so I'll always have like a question or something in mind when I go into these things. And I'm always just looking for evidence of the answers when I do that. So it's like it's your mind telling you where you want to go. It's very true. It's very, very true. So Deb teaches people how to ride bikes, and to her knowledge, no one has died riding a bike after her instruction, and she's curious on how to market that. You could test once saying no one's died on a bike after learning from me. You could test that once. That probably isn't going to work. And you don't want to guarantee that either. You're right. You don't want to guarantee that. I would do like Volvo does. Volvo back in 2018 did a marketing campaign that said that 2020 was going to be a year where no one died riding a Volvo, driving in a Volvo. They asterisked it, and I don't know if they achieved it. I should check that out. The asterisk was like a Volvo from 2020, the new one. So you don't have to say that, but you could say I'm going for an injury-free 2025 with my bicycle program. Please be a part of this mission to have no one who's taking my bicycle program right now get injured in 2025. We're going for a bicycle injury-free year. You could try that. I get injured on a bicycle almost daily because my kids leave their bicycles strewn out all over the garage, and I have to step over them like it's an obstacle course. Invariably, the front gear mashes my ankle. So I don't want to ruin your numbers, Deb, but I receive bicycle injuries almost every day, and I'm not even riding it when it happens. This is why we drive out first. Yeah. I'm just trying to step over 4 bikes and I get the gear slashing into my ankle. I don't know, YouTube. I don't know. Sometimes this is how it goes on Fridays. Sometimes this is how it goes. Anybody got anything else they want to chat about? The truth is that meditation will help your business. Meditating will help your business. It is much like it is impossible to grow if you are out of balance. And it's impossible to grow if you're out of balance. Meditation will help bring you back into balance. It is not a religious practice, although it could be. You could align it with your faith, but it doesn't have to be. And if you're hesitant to try meditating, it's as simple as sit down, be quiet, close your eyes. You know what? There's a great cushion you can buy, a meditation cushion to sit properly while you do it on Amazon. I have on good authority. You sit down, you don't even have to have any music on, but you can. You close your eyes, and when a thought comes into your brain, you say later. Just that, very quietly, you go later. And you push it out. And you keep your eyes closed. Every time a thought comes in, you say later. And then it's going to take 9 minutes. And after about 9 minutes, the thoughts will stop coming in. And now you're in a beautiful meditative state. You're in a thoughtless state. And you try to stay there as long as possible. And if you can stay there for 4 minutes and you get to 13 minutes, and then you just kind of come out of it, open your eyes and relax, what it's going to do for you, I can't even describe. It's not going to do it the first try or the second or the fifth. Might not even do it in the first week, but it will do it if you stay consistent with it. You will come out of it and you will feel like I love doing it for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I feel like I've slept the entire night. That's how much energy, mental energy, I come out of it with. And that's why I try to do it a couple of times a day, because it really is, it's your power cord that you're plugging in, and it just brings a ton of mental energy. And mental energy is the first step towards physical energy. But it gives you the mental energy to tackle the hard things in your business, which is why I think the morning one is my favorite. And I really get bummed when I missed it, and I had missed it today. So it does help with neuroplasticity. It does. And if you can grow your neocortex just a little bit, that's going to help you with focus. Pavanesh, it's great that you came by. Thanks for being here. I'm grateful that you came by today. My day is awesome. Thank you. And then Power Plus Nature stops by for hey, I'm glad you came by. So Power Plus Nature is a very interesting individual because they were concerned that they were experiencing a little bit of imposter syndrome, just a tiny, tiny bit of imposter syndrome. Do I can I do this? Will people trust? And I just gave a quick message of, yeah, you can do this. And people will. Just get out there and show them the things that we need to show them. Show them that you're an expert. Show them that you're an authority. Show them that you've made a transformation. You can help them make a transformation as well. And on that alone, went to market with the message with confidence. And I saw it. I saw it come through. So good for you. I'm glad you came by today to say hello and keep doing what you're doing. And then for those of you who are here on the YouTube, the Force Acceleration Mastermind is the perfect place for you. And it's less than coffee. And all you got to do is go to http://prouty.me to get involved and hang out with me and a bunch of really cool people once a week for a couple hours to get help with everything you need help with. There's somebody in there that can help you with everything. I'm there to help you profit, have a bigger impact on the people you serve, and I'm there to make sure you're having fun too. So it's less than coffee, and it is incredible the stuff we're getting done in there. My secret goal is to get everybody in there to $20,000 a month. That's my secret goal. No income claims. You got to do the work. But that's my secret goal, is if everybody came in there and we could get everybody there to $20,000 a month, we're in real good shape. All right, we're approaching the top of the hour, guys. And so I say to you, thank you so much for spending some time with me here. You guys on YouTube, thanks for coming by. Pavanesh, I'm glad you're here. Power Plus, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming by and saying hi and hanging out for a little while. We talked a little woo-woo today. We talked a little universe and balance and all of that today. Take that stuff to heart. Go do those collections or not. But whatever you do the collections, you get the money, you never think about it again. You decide not to do the collections, never think about it again. Put it away. Get yourself into balance. Learn from it. And don't let it happen again. And charge what you're worth, everybody. Charge what you're worth. All right, YouTube, thank you guys for being here with me here today. And if you're here watching on the replay, I'm grateful for you. Drop a comment below. Let me know you're here, and let me know you